Doozer shop. We're on location here in Grand Island, New York. We are picking up a new machine, a new addition to the shop. And we're in the process of getting it out of where it's being stored. And we got it up on rollers. And I'm going to give you a walk around before we move it. This machine's been here for probably 20 years. It was rescued from a factory that was closing down here in Buffalo, New York. And I'll go handheld and show you around it. This is right where it sets before we're going to be moving it. I got my trailer. I'll have another video of the loading and everything, but this is just where it sets. I'll give you guys a first view of where it is and what it looks like. All right, here we go. So you can see it's a planer, and it's got some lettering on it. Let me zoom in. Let me kneel down. That was my niece. Hydraulic 36-inch, open side shaper, Rockford, Rockford, Illinois. So that's what this is. It's a 36-inch. They call it a shaper. To me, it's a planer, open side planer, but let's check it out. Sorry about the lighting coming through the window. You'd be kind of... Alright. Man, I gotta back up and get a better shot here. Tripping over stuff. So there's the column, there's the overarm. It's got some stuff on the table, a vise and some handles and whatnot. There's the whole side of it there. So the table is as far forward as it can go. And like I say, I'm going to try and give you a walk around shot here. It was in there tight. I'm going to kneel down. Alright, so those big round openings, I guess the hydraulic pump and mechanisms in there. Yeah. Let me kind of go around. Getting some bad light in the window. Maybe it won't be so bad. But, so I think that hydraulic line moves the clapper up and down. Kind of see. Again. Yeah. So that's where you put your tool bits. I got under that handle some tool bits. I got some furniture for the table. I got a big vise that goes with it. Kind of show you from the back side. Man, I think I'm zoomed out as much as I can. So there's the ways, and this is looking underneath the overarm. The ways look in fine shape. They had some oil on them and just dirty. And kind of see, look how wide that column is. And you got that brace that goes to the overarm to take the force. And yeah, this is pretty beefy. So 36 inch, it's got 38 inches of stroke, and it's hydraulic. So this thing, so there's the motor, kind of, it's a 10 horse motor, and the hydraulics are internal, the pump and the valves and such. On the bigger Rockford planers, the pump is external, and all that. So you kind of, so I got a bar in there. I've been working. I got some Hillman roller type skates underneath it. I'm trying to walk you around without tripping over anything, which is not easy to do. So there's the end of the table. There's where the motor is. Big old Westinghouse motor, 10 horse. I'll have to up my phase converter capacity at the shop. There's the lock handles for the overarm. Kind of take you around. So a little hand, it's got the squares, and you put a handle crank on the squares. I think the bottom, that's your speed adjustment, and then there's the stroke adjustment is, or maybe that, then it looks like a water faucet handle is the speed adjustment. I don't know, I got a manual for it. So it's got a side shaper head on the column, as well as the overarm, the main shaper head, compound, I don't know what you call it exactly. I guess you call it a compound. So you can, you know, plane from the side, or you can plane from the overarm. Man, I'm sorry about the glare. Hopefully this is decent. And it's got reversing switches. It's got a rail where you can adjust how it trips out the reversing thing, I guess. There's another lever, and I don't know. Like I say, I got a manual. Thankfully, I got a manual. I can figure all this out by reading the manual. And but yeah, and the table seems to be in nice shape. The ways are in good shape. Like I said, that's paramount to me, to get something where the ways aren't all scarred to heck. And kind of kneel down. You see the way wiper. It's just over traveled the end by a couple inches, 4 inches. And it's interesting. I found these way wipers are Gore-Tight brand. You can get them in McMaster car catalog. I replaced the ones on my Giddings and Lewis horizontal boring mill. So that's kind of cool that they're available. You might have seen I had a Russian shaper vise in one of my other videos. I don't know if I'll use that on the Giddings and Lewis boring mill, or I'll use it on this, or I might use this one on the Giddings Lewis. I don't know. But, oh, look, you can put the crank handles on this side, or you can put them on this side, and I guess the middle thing, the middle lever is power feed. You know, oh, tool lifter. That's what the word in my head I was looking for. That's the tool lifter. It lifts the clapper. I don't even know. I'm gonna clean all the rust and the gunk off of these ways and the lead screws before I get to using it, because that's always real important. You know, clean them off with a brass brush, a wire brush, or some steel wool and some oil, and clean the gunk off the lead screws, the gunge, and you know, oil everything up. You might even loosen the gibs on the first run-in to get the oil underneath all the way surfaces. I've seen a few planers on the internet that guys have, and they're all scarred up. But this one seems to be in fine shape. The table ways are lubricated from the hydraulic system instead of a separate pump, the Doozer pump or whatnot. So that's good. That's got central constant running where the motor's on, hydraulic way lube with the hydraulic oil. And I know you can't see the screws. Everything's nice and greasy. You know, the threads, the Acme threads look good. They're not sharp and worn to a point. Everything's really greasy, so it should be well preserved, which I'm really happy about. So I'm going to bring this back to Doozer shop, and I got a trailer. You see my trailer videos. I'll give you a quick look outside. I'm backed up with my trailer. That'll be maybe tomorrow's video. Yeah. There you go. Got the trailer out there, ready to go. Got the truck up front. But, yeah. Very excited to be on location live, Grand Island, New York, picking up this Rockford 36-inch hydraulic open-side planer. And like I said, I don't know why they call it a shaper. I don't know. It's planer to me. But either way, it's darn cool. I'm really stoked to be the next owner, the caretaker of such a cool machine. And it's going to go right next to the Giddings and Lewis boring mill in my shop. And maybe I'll rearrange the shop, make some videos of that. I'll clear the welding table out of the way, and maybe move the bandsaws into the high bay. You know. So I don't have a good straight-on shot. This is right before we moved it. We just got it off the 4x4s, and we got some Hillman rollers underneath it. And we're going to get ready to move it out into the middle of the floor here. We're going to move it out, and we're going to turn it around so the column is going to be facing forward on the trailer, which is real important to keep the weight forward. So we got some floor space. We just swept the floor and got some stuff moved out of the way. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff here. We just moved this morning, and it's afternoon and getting about supper time, and we're just now getting a spot where we can move this guy. So like I said, very happy about that. It's been in dry storage for at least 20 years. And just never had enough, you know, power out here to run a big enough phase converter to run it, so it just kind of sat. And so I'm going to be the new caretaker of this this beast, and it's going to be the next addition to Doozer's shop. You know, in the trailer video, I said this is what the trailer's for. Watch this space when I cleared away some spot in my shop. So you guys are going to be seeing this after I make the 660-mile trip back home to Doozer shop, and should be steady as she goes, whatnot. So, but like I said, this is the initial video of the Rockford planer where it sets in its location where it's been here in dry storage in the barn for about 20 years, and I'm going to hopefully get some good use out of it, make some nice videos, and you know, figure out how to grind a tool and the proper geometry, and you know, maybe even recut some cross slide compounds or Bridgeport tables or some Gibbs strips. Might get an index head to shape some splines on some axles for the four-wheel drive crowd. Got some buddies that are building Jeeps and International Scouts, and yeah, all I need is an indexing head that can hold the axles. So this would be a really cool thing to cut them splines with a form tool. Yeah, it's not the longest shaper in the world. I can't do lathe beds that are of any appreciable size. But hey, you know, it's in really good shape, and I think, you know, 3 foot of bed is going to be plenty enough for the projects I got coming up in my shop, which could be anything from soup to nuts, you know, as you've seen in my videos. Definitely things like, you know, you got a vise, you know, replane the bed of a vise, like something like this, you know, perfect for that. Jaws, you know, any flat surface, any angle surface, dovetails, yeah, we'll be getting into it. So, like I said, everything I'm going to clean up really well as not to get any dirt underneath the slideways. And, you know, as I do with all my tools, clean them up really well, or make sure the oiling system's working properly, and, you know, go from there. Change the oil. I think I got to suck all the oil out of the bottom. I don't want to be traveling with oil in it in case, you know, a spill should happen. There's a, in the column there's a counterweight. You can kind of see there's the lead screw, and then there's a steel cable or wire rope that has the counterweight. So I got to, it's like an access hole there. You can feel in there there's a counterweight, and I don't want that thing rocking around when I'm traveling 660 miles. So got to figure out what to do there. But we'll see. I had some ideas, you know, go in there and inflate a truck inner tube to immobilize it. Could spray some great stuff expanding foam in there and immobilize it. I don't know. But anyways, I just thought I'd give you a video real quick of where it is, as is. And I'm going to be loading it up tomorrow. I'll download this video tonight, and you know, we'll have another video of getting it up on the trailer. So from Grand Island, right outside of Buffalo, New York, this is Doozer Shop.